Hello and welcome to Hank Games Without Hank, and what? I'm the manager of the South African national team, no pressure. Today we're taking on the United States of America in a friendly game, but I'm going to tell you friends, there are no friendly games, particularly not given the complicated history between the United States and South Africa. I'm not going to take this opportunity to talk about global geopolitics, although I will be doing that if I remain the manager of South Africa and don't get fired, which I suspect I will because I suck at this game. But we're going to do our best to win, despite the fact that there is a large shadow of a radio tower on the pitch, and I find that extremely distracting. I guess those are the lights. It doesn't seem like it was very good stadium planning. Anyway, I am going to talk today about quarter-life crises. You know, the future is very unpredictable. We don't even have names for any of these players because, you know, or nicknames for them, because who knows, will I be the manager of South Africa for very long? Probably not. But maybe I'm going to take South Africa to World Cup glory. Nobody knows yet. That's the problem with the future. Oh, no, obviously, yeah, no. I think I had a bit of a quarter-life crisis. I remember I actually wrote a magazine piece, I remember, for an online magazine called Not Mag, which was the first place where I did a lot of writing. You know, I really felt like my life didn't have much meaning, and like I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing, and like I was gonna look back on it all and feel as if it had been wasted, and it was very unpleasant. You know, it was really, really difficult, and I don't take anything away from people who say that they're having a quarter-life crisis, because there's a lot of weird. Oh God. Jones. He scored on us in 12 minutes. 12 minutes into my history as a manager for an international team, and look at me. I've humiliated myself in front of the South Africans who have trusted me with this great privilege of being their manager, and I want to apologize to them and indeed to, nope, Brad Guzman. Why are so many goalkeepers bald? Is it the anxiety? I mean, it would indicate that anxiety would make you bald, since all goalkeepers tend to be pretty bald. I think they're balder than average people anyway. So, yeah, I think a lot of the quarter-life crisis, though, comes from sort of unrealistic expectations about what life is supposed to look like in your quarter life. That, like, you're supposed to have achieved something that you haven't achieved, or you're comparing yourself to a bunch of people who you really can't fairly compare yourself to, because... Hold on, I'm going to sneeze. Because, oh God, because they've lived lives very differently from yours, or because, like, you know, they are the 1% of people who are, like, experiencing exceptionally productive ages of, you know, being exceptionally productive at the age of 23 or whatever. And it's just not fair to yourself. Like, you've just got to give yourself a break. I think a lot of the quarter-life crisis, and also midlife crises, comes from not giving yourself a break. And also, I think, maybe a little bit from not having thought very hard so far in your life about what the purpose of life is and what you're going to sort of value and decide is going to be the, you know, like your reason for being. These players are all of them, the whole pace of the game is a lot faster than it is with the Swindon Town Swoodly Poopers, isn't it? Everybody's just running around like crazy pants. I don't even know what to do. It's kind of difficult to play at this pace. And I think, you know, it's once you decide what the point of your life is, it becomes a lot easier to feel okay about where your life is going or not going. Oh, we got a corner out of it. Yeah, so ask yourself, like, what do you actually want to get out of life? Like, what is it that you're trying to do? Like, and if you have a pretty good answer for that question, a lot of times those goals, I mean, you've just got to keep sort of like modest goals and take enjoyment in the things that are there to be to enjoy, which there are. I mean, look, the years after college suck, and there's no anyone who says I was tackled from behind. Anyone who says differently is not being honest. By the way, I've had 66% of the possession. Fortunately, they don't give out goals for holding the ball. But yeah, so they don't. I mean, I think, you know, a lot of times, and also I think we're raised to have this vision that we're each going to have this sort of like grand, amazing life, and sometimes that happens, and sometimes it doesn't. But like if it does happen, the life is never as grand as you imagined it, and if it doesn't happen, then you just can like devote the rest of your life to thinking about what might have been and the grandeur that you missed out on or whatever. But in all likelihood, you probably didn't miss out on anything, because almost all the meaning of your actual life is going to have nothing to do with any of that stuff, and it's going to, oh, there we go! There we go! Show me that robot! Miami, I do not know who you are, but I love you. 1-1, first half, great goal. Swoodly Pooper style goal where you just go to the middle and then you shoot it toward a corner. It works. I think that you're taught all through your school years that you're gonna, you're gonna get out in the real world and have this amazing life, and then what actually happens is that you're working in data entry, or you live in Topeka and you have an apartment and like it's not as good as you thought it was going to be, and you feel this yearning for whatever amazingness you missed out on, or whatever whatever talent you think you lack, or whatever it is. That was dangerous. And I remember that feeling. I remember feeling like like I would never amount to anything, basically. But I have to say, like, having met, I think, my 23-year-old self-expectations for what would mean amounting to something, almost everything that's actually mattered to me and that's actually made something, meant something in my life, and it is about, my family and the people who are closest to me, and that would or would not have happened regardless of professional success. So I think a lot of it comes from putting too much pressure on yourself, and personal pressure of being like, I'm not married yet, and I'm 24, or I'm 26, and I'm a virgin, or whatever. Like, so what? Past results are not necessarily predictors of future results, as the Swindon Town Swoodly Poopers know all too well. And I think you've got to be a little bit generous to yourself, and let yourself kind of have the time. I feel like you could have done better with that ball. Let yourself have the time that you need. It's not to say that's not to be an excuse to be lazy, or not to work hard, or not to try hard, or anything like that. But I think if you're not generous to yourself, it ends up being just kind of the whole affair ends up being really bad ball, really unfun. And then it becomes kind of a spiral of misery. So it is a point in your life where you have to ask what you're doing and why, and whether you should keep doing it. And the answers to those questions matter. But if you're lucky, and the vast majority of you will be, you've still got a lot of time in front of you. And you've got, it's too soon to. That was terrible. It's too soon to feel like a success or a failure. And that's true not only for people who are having their quarter-life crises, I think, but also for people who are having their midlife crises, or also people who are at the end of their lives. I mean, it's, definitions of success vary wildly. My definition of success is probably very different from yours, and what really matters is that you experience fulfillment and try to make the world a slightly better place for those who will live there in the future. Great save. So that's what you really want to do, I think. That's what I talked about in my commencement speech to the students of Butler University, that the real business of being a person is about wanting to be the kind of person who people of the future will be, will feel emboldened and enlarged by. And you don't have to have any particular job to do that. Oh, goodness gracious! Great defense, just swarming, disorganized defense from the South African heroes. They don't even have a name. We don't even have a nickname for them. The South African Vuvuzelas? I don't know. We need a nickname. There's still so much work to do on the front of being this international manager. I'm excited about the job, but I don't. Oh, schmoog! I'm a terrible manager. I hate myself. See, I'm not being generous to myself. I'm not being calm and nice. I'm being very angry. Oh, I'm stupid. Well, maybe we can pull out a draw anyway. That was a dumb goal. We haven't really had any of the possession in the second half. I think we've just been outmaneuvered I mean, frankly, it's like the guys are playing well, and I'm just being really outcoached. So what does that say? It might say that I'm not as good a coach as maybe the South African Football Association thought when they hired me. I'm probably going to be let go of my job after this single day. This is exactly the kind of thinking that leads to quarter-life crises, so I should stop doing it. So anyway, I do think, the other thing that I think contributes to a quarter-life crisis is that you do not feel any stability in your life. And the reason you don't feel any stability in your life is because there is none there. And it's really, really difficult. Like, humans don't do well in, when they don't feel, safe and secure and don't have reassurances about tomorrow and stuff. So that's definitely a foul. That problem will get better. But I always hit the wrong button here. Oh, God, that's the closest I've ever been, I think. Unless I wasn't close, it's hard to tell. That problem, that lack of stability, lack of security, lack of feeling, comfortable in oneself and one's life, that problem will definitely get better. That's the only guarantee I can give you, is that it's not a temporary problem, but it is a problem that definitely gets better. I remember my first couple of years out of college just being sort of in a constant state of low-level panic because of that particular issue of feeling like, I don't know, just a lack of, Oh! All I needed you to do was shoot. Oh, that was a great ball. It was a great ball. It almost worked. But like so much effort in this world, it came to nothing. Yeah, so that will get better, at least. Come on! Oh, it's a tie ball game! Yes! Yes! To shove yes! I don't know how to say any of these people's names. I'm going to need some pronunciation help if I'm going to be a good manager for this team. Thank you in advance for your comments. That guy's name appears to be Tishabalabala. He is my favorite. He is our hero. He's the other John Green of South African national football. Come on, boys. You know what? You don't have to be a 90 skill level to be able to compete with the United States. Oh. Can we do? Oh, we needed a big save and we got one. Oh, can we get a win? Can we steal a win maybe? No. No, we can't. But it's a great result for the South Africa Schmoodly Poopers. I don't know. We could think of a name. It's a good result. I'm pleased. We had a nice comeback, 90th minute goal. It's good. That's a good start. It's not where we want to be, but it's where we are. Thanks for watching. Best wishes.